The last time on Trials of Our Lives, the party all enjoyed a party at Lev's house hosted by his mom, uh, to celebrate the good times the family and the city have had over the last year. His mom had commissioned a massive polished bronze statue of the whole family doing superhero poses, but the father, Adrian, is not part of it. Viola still has some anger towards him for what he caused the family to have to go through. Viola also mentions that when her time is up, Lev will be the next head of the family. Lev is being thrown into a group of women that are potential marriage proposals for him, Valtoria included. Uh, Lev tries to sneak out of the party to get away from the commitment. Out in the garden, he sees some of his employees playing frisbee and not destroying things. His boss, Charles sits alone on a bench with a concerned look on his face. Seems the current state of things is what got him worried the most. Convenient peace is usually never good. He mentions that he's going to start looking for a replacement for the guildmaster of the main branch of the Heroes Guild. With that said, Charles takes his leave with a tally-ho, and Lev does the same while dragging Mirrodin away from the dessert table. Voss had already snuck out of the estate to go meet up with Hope. Hope was already out on patrol, and just like before, they used Voss as a flying carpet. After flying around for a few hours, they find nothing, and Hope is basically giving up hope, despite her name. But after some words from everyone, she decides to keep going with the investigation, and sure enough, the Trident detects two separate signals, one in the Market District and one in the Nobility District. The party splits, with Lev and Mirrodin going back to the Nobility District and Voss and Hope going to the Market. At home, Lev and Mirrodin hear a little girl scream and find a darkened garden in Lev's house. No signs of Italia or Louvi, but the back door to the house is opened and the pond is rippling. Mirrodin goes inside to find a bloodied Louvi rocking back and forth, mentally traumatized. Outside, Lev sees a crocodile head poking out of the water that then speaks to him about having some more food. The croc then stands up, revealing a humanoid crocodile hybrid monster holding the mangled half remains of Italia. The battle that changed Lev begins and ends just as quickly, with the croc going into a rift leaving this world. Over in the Market District, there are piles of gore and body parts just everywhere. Dead merchants, dead guardsmen, an ocean of blood coating the district. The buildings off to the left have these person-shaped cutouts along the sides of them. Hope's trident begins zeroing in on the exact location, and just as they are getting close, the door saws down, revealing a humanoid mechanical figure with chainsaws and buzzsaws all over its body. The creature calls himself the Saw and requires more body mass to complete his mission. It then attacks Voss and Hope. The battle was close as this thing transformed into an Iron Maiden made of chainsaws, trapping Voss inside and sawing into his body. If it wasn't for the mask coating him, he would have died. After enough damage, the Saw retreats back into the rift. In the same way the croc used, and leaves the party injured and broken. Lumine and Lupus Rex show up just a bit too late, and Voss explains as best as he can about what happened. Lumine brings Hope to meet the Guildmaster and the City Council to explain the situation, while Rex takes Voss over to the hospital. Ruby lands down in the garden after hearing the commotion, seeing the family broken over the loss of Italia, Louvi being traumatized. She just holds them close to try to comfort them as best she can. And a couple days go by, and the mess left behind by the Saw and the croc have been cleaned up for the most part. Well, the visible mess anyway, not the emotional one. However, the funeral for Vitalia is currently being held at the Rokossevsky family mausoleum, right next to her father. And just gonna put on the... Charles was kind enough to organize the funeral along with some clerics from the Cloudbanes. Everyone you were friends with, Lev, have shown up to pay their respects. It's cloudy and raining. So there's this big pile of umbrellas covering the whole area.
Sorry to interrupt. You may hear me sniffling throughout this entire thing. I do have a cold right now.
No, that's fine.
Just tears.
Yeah.
No, it's not tears. It's actual cold.
Yeah, Voss, right now you're in a wheelchair at the moment being pushed by your daughter.
Yes.
Everyone is gathered around before her coffin is brought into the mausoleum. She's done with the lot of us. I'm not crying. She got the flu. Not crying. Yeah, ask God. He knows. Yeah, everyone is gathered around her coffin before it is brought into the mausoleum. People are all saying their piece. Sylvay'Alla's too broken to speak properly. Anyone who wishes to say anything before they bring her coffin in?
I'll be the silent, grieving person.
Lev will put his hand up and go up and turn to everybody, and he'll say, welcome family and friends. Not much for a eulogy. I give more of a promise and a lesson. The greatest sin that can be committed is the death of talent and wasted opportunity. It is because we love that we experience pain. However, love is not weakness. Love creates strength and reason to fight, to protect, to be better than we ever could have imagined. It is when we lose that we begin our descent into pain, and it is that abyss that we get lost. Love is the only light that breaks that emptiness and brings us back once more from those depths. Do not wallow in the darkness too long, for it is because of everyone here that I will be moving forward. My love for my sweet baby sister will give me the strength to do what I must. Her sacrifice will not be in vain, and her memory will live on forever within us. And I promise I will kill them all.
Your boss and most of the Heroes Guild all look to you. Most of them are nodding. Your boss, he nods as well, but he gives you this look. You can choose to insight if you want.
Sounds good. I will insight.
You get the feeling that like your boss might have read into that a little more than what was said.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Yeah. Your family's all... They were a big crying pile of tears before. Now they're crying more, but like in a good way? I don't know how to describe it. They're crying more, but like part of it is kind of hopeful.
Gotcha.
Tears of hope. That makes sense.
Yeah, gotcha.
Luvi actually comes up after you go back to your family, and she pulls out this really soggy piece of paper that she wrote everything on, and she's like got big, not Midoriya when he's blasting tears like hydro pump, but like when they're just piling around his eyes. Like when he realized that when he was a kid and he doesn't have a quirk and he could never be a hero, and he's looking at the video, that's Luvi's eyes right now. And she's trying to like get the paper out of the rain. Charles kind of just like stands over her and just puts the umbrella up so she can get her papers ready. Vitalia was one of my first friends I made close to my age. The only one besides my mom that actually took the time to ask me how I felt. She would always listen to the things I wanted to talk about and care about. how I had to deal with all the stuff I was forced into. She was my best friend. I'll never have her back. And you just see her kind of just, she just basically books it, runs back to Ruby. Just
No.
like her face is, you could see tears coming out of the side of like Ruby's like stomach, where she's crying.
Jordan, you made things too deep.
I know.
I love it.
That's what happens when I have no D&D for 2 months. I get a little emotional. Anyone else wish to say anything before they bring her body in? Any words?
Not me.
Mirrodin?
No.
Like I said, I'm the silent person.
Well, after everything is said and done, they bring the coffin into the mausoleum and seal it up with the rest of the family that's already died in the past. Just turn that off. There. Now all of the sad things can go away. I say that knowing in my head. What?
I missed all that. My D&D or Discord cut out.
Just showing a Full Metal Alchemist picture.
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah.
I know how to get at Bean's sensitive side.
Aww. Well, as all this was going on, over the last couple days, Hope was dealing with explaining things to the city council and the king. Though the army returned, many people left it as, well, there's no real need for war, so there's not really any, there's like a small fraction of soldiers left, not really an army. Still some people, but yeah, just small fractions of the amount that was actually fighting and that came back. That's why you see a lot of ex-soldiers getting jobs everywhere else. Got like several.
Yeah.
You have several ex-soldiers.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I plan to get more.
Just gonna have a private army. Like, but we're not soldiers here. Soldiers now. We work at a bar.
Oh, they're working at a guild eventually.
You can all do what you want from here on out. Hello?
Hey, bud.
Hey,
Hello.
Oh, and Warren.
Hey, bud.
You just missed the sad parts.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, you can all do what you want from here, but you all do receive some personal mail messages from people. Boss, as you're like, after like the whole event, you're kind of just at home in your wheelchair, getting used to this. You didn't think you'd be in a wheelchair before old age put you into the wheelchair.
I'm struggling to do a wheelie right now. What do I have to roll?
Acrobatics
Alright.
with disadvantage because you're also very injured.
I rolled it. There we go.
Nat 1.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
basically, you try to do a wheelie, you fall flat on your back, and you can't get back into the wheelchair and get back up on like horizontal positioning or vertical positioning. You're on your back and the wheelchair's knocked over, and you're just, help! I fall and I can't get up.
Humpty Dumpty.
Your daughter comes over to you like, oh my God, Dad, please stop doing wheelies. That's not what a wheelchair is for. She picks up the wheelchair and just like like a quadriplegic, just like lifts you up under the shoulders and just like slides you into the chair. All right. She kind of like puts a seat belt around the chair to keep you in.
Excellent.
I have to go back to the clinic. Trying to figure out who died and who is horribly maimed. Not many lived. In fact, I don't think there's anyone that lived out of that massacre.
I didn't see anyone, no.
Yeah. I wish I didn't have to see it. Anyway, she leaves, but she had a ramp installed.
How many victims were they before she left?
The amount of victims from the market?
Yeah.
Basically,
You didn't have a number?
I didn't have a number, but basically what it was is all of the merchants and the guardsmen that are stationed to the market district.
Yeah.
They were all getting their market stalls and stuff like that open and ready for the day because they had the festival, so nothing was open during the festival.
Yeah.
So they kind of got up super early to go get ready. Basically, basic merchants are all of the merchants besides your private ones like the Mickey and Farah, right? Besides the private craftsmen, shopping isn't really available right now.
Yeah.
But Voss, the mask.
Yes.
While after your daughter leaves and it's just you in the house alone after the funeral and all that, it's just you and the mask now. You're never alone, even though it's just you. The mask mentions you could try to go to the bloodbath arena to get information on those creatures. It would be risky since you can't bring people with you when you use the medallion to teleport, and you'll most likely have to kill someone. But maybe
I also can't move at the moment.
I never said now. But maybe ask for information as your reward.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's actually a good idea.
if a god doesn't know, well, we're kind of fucked.
Yeah. Well, Hope said she might know something about them.
Well, she was investigating them.
Yeah.
She didn't know anything until she met them. And if she didn't learn anything from the other night, oh, I don't want to go through that again. Even I felt that.
Buzzsaws, blades, chainsaws.
Why are things in your world painful?
That's called being alive.
Then what am I? I'm a spiritual mask.
I don't know. You're living through me right now too, so.
Yes, is that really living?
You feel pain, so yes.
Well, when you're able to move again, we should pay her a visit. Basically, you're going to be kind of stuck in the house for a while.
Yeah, you have to repeat that. After, I said, you feel pain, so you're alive, I didn't hear anything. Discord cut out.
Oh. Trying to remember what I just said.
Sorry. My connection is shitty tonight.
Yeah. I think he said something about once you're able to move again, pay her a visit, and you kind of just like at the sound of her.
Yeah.
But so it's basically just gonna be you in the house recovering for a bit. You weren't like you didn't have arms and legs solid. Mostly just your muscles got sawn into. So
yes,
you're stitched up and casted up like crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like a block.
Not quite a block. Like you have bandages all over you, but it's not like the hard plastered cast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was picturing.
You're covered head and toe like a mummy, basically.
Yeah.
And you have stitches all across your body underneath.
I'm like, oh yay, more scars. I'm already covered in them.
Lev,
Yo.
you receive a call, basically like sending stone call, from Meki. She requests your help with something at her shop.
I'll go see what it is.
Okay. Just gotta scroll down here. Where did I put this? Here we go. Just gonna put on some music. Do you want casual, daily, like going about your day music, or do you want sad ambient music?
No,
Creepy
just go with
anger music.
no, because I don't. It depends on what the conversation is going to be about, not what
I mean,
was there.
what's Lev? Basically, like when Lev's going out, what music is he listening to as he was walking down the street?
Oh,
Then I'll just play something like that.
somber.
Somber. Do I
Do you have a
have?
somber song?
Welcome.
Welcome. She has herself muted, but she's listening.
I don't know.
Just trying to see, do I have somber? This is everywhere he's going. It's raining.
It's just playing on in the background of his mind.
Yep. All right. Lev, you go to Meki's shop. When you go inside, you will find her working on her tank. She seems to be adding an extension to it, to its transport capacity, and adding some kind of a station to its extension, like a workstation inside. Her tank basically unfolds into like a mobile shop. Now she's making it bigger.
Gotcha.
Yeah. She sees you. She's currently like held up by a harness, got a welding mask on. She's upside down, trying to install like these big plates to make it like the cover.
Yeah.
Right, so you just see her upside down like Spider-Man installing this stuff. She sees you. It's like, oh, hey, Lev, give me 1 sec. I just gotta pop this sucker. She just pulls out a hammer from her her tool belt and just slams it into the tank. All right, hold on. She's looking at you. You're upside down.
Hey, Mickey, how can I help you?
Oh wait, hold on. I'm upside down. Roll an acrobatics for her. Okay, about average. She manages to like do like this gymnastics when you're holding on to like the two rings attached by a rope. Pulls herself up, flips herself right side up, detaches it, and then lands on top of the tank.
Huh.
Yeah, I spent about a week trying to get that one figured out. Working on this tank above ground is well, it's less spacious. So, Lev, you're a chill guy, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be against someone, you know, trying to help the city and its people be safe from dangerous things, right?
I'd welcome it.
Could you just step over here on this platform real quick?
I step on it.
Right now, don't jump to conclusions about anything that I'm about to show you. She pulls out a little like a switch attached to a cord, attached to like the railing on the platform. She presses it, and the platform begins to descend underneath her shop, carrying both of you downwards. You go down real deep, like hundreds of feet underneath the city. The platform is surrounded by like this mechanical elevator shaft. You're just going down into like this secret bunker. And at the bottom, or actually no, wait, you're still going. So all that stuff I recovered last year, I managed to re-encrypt the entire remaining military, so I got super rich really fast. But
Okay.
instead of being an idiot and living in the lap of luxury, I invested in additional land space, and using my LMT, Lobster Mech Tank, as I've called it, I was able to install this big ass elevator shaft and lift platform. Yeah. Now you reach the bottom. And this underground hangar that I plan to fill with giant robot suits. You are now looking at this giant robot hangar that could fit like Gundams.
I'm
But
gonna be like, I like it.
yeah, but the thing most of my money has been going towards is my ultimate project. She takes you into the underground bunker, into a sealed off room. Inside you see this mechanical pod hooked up to a charging station, and coming out from the back of it is just huge wires and cords attached to the whole room, just kind of like circulating everywhere. And there are green glowing lines pulsing through the whole room that all lead to the pod. The pod is about the size of a minivan,
Okay.
but more thin and narrow, but like lengthwise. It's about a minivan, instead of being big and clunky. So this is a defense system I've been working on for the last 10 years when I first became an artificer. My lifelong goal has been to see this thing come to life. But I've only had constant failures and setbacks from... She kind of just stares blankly. Circumstances. One of the main problems is a power source. His pod is hooked up to 100 magic generators, but that still doesn't activate what's inside the pod. Well, doesn't activate it for long, at least. She opens up the pod and you see like this mechanical skeletal system, just like the exoskeleton or the endoskeleton of like a Terminator. Yeah. Terminator. Just laying there in the pod.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is just the endoskeleton. I have the outer framework designed, but I don't have the materials needed to stabilize it when I try powering it. The problem is that this defense system requires so much energy that anything I have built around it just burns up in seconds. However, over the years of constant setbacks, I have developed new technologies to counter each problem. And most of that is just blueprints, not a physical thing. She's like doing all these over-dramatic hand gestures as she's saying each thing. I invented a way to miniaturize power sources, specifically magic generators, into a network of them designed to recycle its own energy. Kind of like when a person goes to sleep and they're recovered the next day. That's the way the generator works with itself. But the heat generated from using that technology destroyed any framework I installed, but I managed to get a small fragment of orichalcum, strongest metal only seen in myths and legends. Using my LMT, I drove down at the behest of the king to retrieve any salvage from the ships that got destroyed last year from the cult. Turns out the cultists had this knife made of the stuff, but that's all they had was just one knife. She pulls out an orichalcum dagger. This is like hyper magical +3 legendary material.
Right.
Yeah. I stress tested it, and the metal can withstand the heat like it's nothing. So I imagine if I had enough for the outer framework, or if I had enough just to construct the inner and outer parts and the shielding for the energy network, I could get this defense system operational. Yeah. She's like, you're just standing there, nodding her head at each thing. So, long story short, can I ask that you or your businesses retrieve enough orichalcum to help me complete Solaris? That's the name, by the way. If it can live, it has the capability of protecting not just the city, but the whole world.
I'll look at her and I'll be like, I will on one condition.
Yeah, hey?
You join my guild.
She's like, she like pauses, does that like open mouth, holds one finger up. She seems to hesitate at the idea of that a bit.
Hmm.
She kind of looks at everything she's built. I mean, my whole thing is private contracting. I cut ties with guilds and organizations last year when I kept getting fucked over by them. So, don't know right now if that's something I can do.
I'll
But
be
I,
like, well, I don't know if
but
I can get all the equipment you need right away, so
I mean, I don't
you have
know
plenty of
that.
time to think on it.
Yeah, I guess, but uh, she kind of just like leers, like looms over Solaris in its container. If I join your guild, when your guild's up and running, would I still have free reign to accept other contracts?
I'll lean in and wink at her. I welcome it.
So let's say I wanted to, I don't know, build a giant robot for the army that I was being contracted for. That wouldn't conflict with your business in any way, shape, or form, would it?
I don't see why not, so long as you remember to give us a cut of it. Just a small cut.
Roll persuasion.
Okay.
15. Actually, I recently did up her sheet proper. Where did I put it? Blah, 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 blah. Alright, let's see if she can pull that off. Tell you what, how about when your guild's up and running, I hire your guild's expeditions to retrieve the material for me. I mean, I have enough money to afford several expeditions at once, so
I'll put my hand out to her and I'll say, deal, but I'll change your mind yet.
he's like, well, we'll see. But for now, in the future, I'll just hire an expedition from your guild.
Sounds good.
Well, that's all I needed to talk to you about.
All right, then I will bid you a day.
She's looking at you. Do you need anything? You look less enthusiastic as you used to be. I know about what happened. It's not really much of a secret.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I have much I have to do, and I don't have time for emotions right now.
Hold on. Your Sunblade. Let me take a look at it.
I'll take it off my belt and I'll hand it to her.
Yeah. You take off this, like, smoking, sizzling, almost slagged lightsaber. It's like, yeah, no, I mean, I saw that when you walked in. She takes a look at this, like, hold on. Okay. Yeah, she goes over to, like, she has, like, a lot of workstations down here as well. She goes over to one. She starts dismantling your Sunblade completely. And you just see her, like, replacing bits and pieces. She pulls out, like, this burnt cord that was in it. It's like, well, that's garbage. Just tosses that. Right? And she begins installing new wiring, new magic crystal, new casing around it. And then, all right. She just tightens it, turns it on. The beam is perfectly stable as it comes out.
Mhm.
When she like waves it around, it's like this after image. There you go. Turns it off and hands it back to you. If that thing had another malfunction, probably would have exploded.
Huh. I'm gonna start fishing in my pouch to pull out 100 gold and be like,
No. Think of this as a favor from a friend.
thank you, Meki.
Yeah.
If you need anything, I'll be here to help, and the prices will be very low for you.
Well, this is Orichalcum. I don't even know where to look, first off.
Once I'm up and running, we'll have scouts.
Alright. Best thing to do for that, though, if you're trying to search up information on items, materials for expeditions,
Mhm.
having a researcher to research that stuff would probably be your better bet rather than sending people out scouting randomly. Because that could take forever. With a researcher,
Well,
that
I
could
mean,
chop the time
I'd
down.
probably get a researcher to take charge of all of it.
But I mean to discover the location beforehand,
Mhm.
before sending people. Well, she kind of just turns back to her defense system that's currently just a metal skeleton. Well, take care, love.
Thank you, Meki. You as well.
Let's see, who is next on my list of horrible things? Mirrodin. Hey, Mir?
Yes.
Mirrodin, as you go about your day to day, or as you do anything at all, really, you keep seeing that constellation of a tree that you saw in the sky that first night you went flying on Moss. Either in like reflections in the water or in mirrors or in windows, patterns on a surface, stars in the sky, anywhere at all. You keep seeing them, but it's like a figment of your imagination. You thought you saw it, but then it's not there. Yeah.
Okay.
You keep seeing this constellation, this pattern of this big tree. One of the druids from the Druid Collective, the group that basically helps restore and maintain nature in any given place, you encounter one of them throughout your day, and they tell you that is the world tree, Yggdrasil. And if
Oh.
you are seeing it regularly as a just figment of your imagination, that means that
Visions.
Yggdrasil is calling you. As you're one of,
Calling me why?
well, probably because you're one of the protectors of all that is natural in this world. You are even handed a pamphlet. If you want, this pamphlet tells you about the Druids Collective.
Is that like a travel brochure?
Yes,
Yggdrasil?
very much so. Just hands you
Love
this really, really like, oh, we're trying to rope you into something pamphlet about druids.
Ernie like takes a pamphlet and like looks it over briefly, like flips it like from side to side, and
There's not much to it.
yeah.
It looks like someone printed this off at like the public library printer or something. Yes, the Great Deku chat. I just looked at the fucking chat. Oh man, it's going into Legend of Zelda. Oh.
So, like, Mirrodin is just approached by these like random druid guys. Like, are they like from a different druid clan that are trying to recruit him?
No. You just met one of them that was handing out pamphlets,
Okay.
just as you're going about your day. Um, Basically, the Druids Collective is they're a group of druids that just whenever like there's damage in the city, like in the public park or even in the surrounding areas that they can get to, they go there and like say trees were destroyed, ground was destroyed. They go there and plant new trees, clean up any garbage. Basically, they're like volunteer workers. They don't have a building or anything like that. They meet outside in a public park for their meetings. And you can go join into one of their meetings if you so choose.
Okay. And then, did he have any more information about Yggdrasil?
He just tells you that they could probably explain it to you if you go there. This is mostly just like kind of a bottom tier person that's handing out the pamphlets that knows a few things, but if you want like actual information, probably talk to like one of the people in charge.
Okay.
Just like a
Yeah,
young,
Mirrodin.
just a young half elf guy, just handing out pamphlets about the Druids Collective, trying to get people to like help doing volunteer work and community service.
Cute.
Most people are ignoring him.
Aw.
Oh no.
So
Yeah, Mirrodin wants to know more about like what he's seeing. So yeah, he'll go to one of those meetings.
Mirrodin's going to meetings about a collective of people about religious stuff. Let's see here. Where is the one I have? Sure. You're going to the public park, basically. They have like a nature walk there. Creepy voice in my head, visions of a tree, and
Dear.
revenge motivation. Let's see here. So you go there and you see a group of what can only be described as gardeners, people dressed up in like gardening clothes. There's like a whole bunch of gardening tools and trash picking up bins for picking up trash.
And Mirrodin shows up in his freaking robes.
Dressed up, fancy as fuck.
Yeah.
You see Lev's employee Bunyan, the dwarf server, Agatha, the nurse that performed heart surgery on Vickle, as well as several other elves. The one giving instruction is this very cute and perky wood elf named Molly. And hold on, I have a picture. Just gotta find it. Ah, here we go. You see this.
Oh, cool.
And yes, she has a little vase, a little like pottery thing with a plant in it that she keeps to her side.
Cute.
Okay, everyone, we need to clean up the festival grounds as too many people left trash everywhere. If you see any damaged grass or trees or any shrubbery, then use plant growth to help restore it. And remember, spiraling is a part of nature. She sounds very... Oh god, I don't know the word to quite describe this because I am illiterate and stupid. She almost sounds like she's brainwashing people, but she's being super positive and doing community service.
Okay.
Yeah. She gives off that vibe of super happy, nice, almost like a cult type of attitude. Everyone kind of just goes off to start cleaning up the festival grounds, all the trash, and restore any damage to nature. As you got there, they kind of you just heard like the tail end of that. and they kind of go off doing stuff. You see a few people there, Agatha and Lev's employee Bunyan. But they're going off right now to help clean up the festival grounds. If you want to help out, you can, and then maybe you'll get a chance to talk to them.
Mutant doesn't really know plant growth though.
No, but you don't need plant growth. That's only if you see damage. It's mostly cleaning up
Oh,
like the festival grounds, all the trash and the litter and stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mirrodin will go around tidying up and picking up garbage. Maybe. Just
Right, so
I don't know. Does he get like any tools or anything that
oh
will
yeah,
help him?
they have like an assortment of like bins and garbage picking up tools, like those grabby sticks that you use to reach things from a distance when you're too lazy to like bend over and just pick it up. Right.
Okay.
So do a survival
Yeah.
check.
Mirrodin will take a grabby stick.
Grabby stick.
Survival. Mirror.
21. Yeah, you're kind of like for the most part working circles around most people. Like you're just going around just grabbing stuff, grabbing. Right? You have like several bins of trash and stuff like that. You have it all sorted, like the recycling, the papers, the plastics, all that stuff. You have sorted, and everyone's like looking at you, kind of just like they stop working to watch you work. And you're approached by Bunyan, actually, one of the dwarf lady that works for Lev, the one that gives the one that makes the healing tea.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but so you spend like a couple hours, helping the druids clean up the trash. And then you realize, like, when she said to use plant growth to like help restore any damage to nature and help plants grow, you realize that all of your spells are basically meant for fighting things.
Yep.
Is it plant growth? You mean blight?
Guardian of nature?
Yeah, sure.
Whoops.
You
Sorry.
into a tree and you just
I turned into a tree.
actually no, it wasn't Bunyan that I had. Molly, actually,
Okay.
the cult I mean the collective head. She comes up to you with a cup of green tea. Cult leader. She has this warm yet almost unnerving smile. She exudes no malicious intent, or like she doesn't seem like she's evil or has alternative motives or anything like that. She just is creepily overly happy. She just hands you a cup of green tea.
Okay. Yeah. Mirrodin takes the green tea and kind of holds it awkwardly.
She's like smiling intently as you drink it, just staring at you.
I don't know if Mirrodin would drink it. Can Mirrodin I don't know, smell anything weird from the tea?
That would be another survival check.
Okay. Check if there's poison or anything.
It comes to life and slaps you across the face. I'm just kidding. No, it's just regular green tea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mirrodin gratefully gratefully drinks the green tea.
Mm-hmm. As you drink that, you feel like any sweat from doing physical labor, just like as you're getting like exuding sweat from walking around cleaning up trash for hours, you feel all the sweat kind of just like disappear from your skin. You feel cleansed.
Oh.
You feel like you
Mirrodin looks at the tea curiously. What was in this?
Oh, it's made from magical spring water. Yeah, the stuff you use to bathe in to heal aches and pains.
Oh.
Magical,
some amazing stuff.
Magical green tea. So
Yeah, Mirrodin finishes the cup and kind of holds it out back to her. Thank you for the tea.
Well, you work circles around most of us here, so I felt you deserve something. So,
Oh, Mirrodin didn't really notice.
well, she looks at the bins that you filled up of all the trash and the area that you cleaned up, and you look at like the other groups of people cleaning up. They're still like trying to fill up one bin. One of them accidentally knocks one over. Damn it! Oh, sorry.
Mirrodin shrugs. It was actually really soothing. It gave me an opportunity to think of a couple of things. I just got into a zone and yeah.
Agatha tells me that you were a druid that helped fight last year, and you fought in the tournament too. Is fighting something you enjoy?
Not necessarily enjoy, well, especially not my friends, but against things that harm nature or harm those I care about, then I fight when I need to.
She kind of looks confused at that. The only thing we see from fighting is how nature just gets devastated in the process. The fires and the terrain from Loon and Viking's fight cause so much damage that it's almost impossible for it to repair itself naturally, even with our help.
Oh, Mirrodin kind of shakes his head, but nature is in itself destructive as well. There are tsunamis, there are lightning storms, tornadoes, wildfires.
Well,
Nature is destruction, but through that, there's also creation.
intentional destruction and natural destruction are two completely different things. Nature will cause floods
That's
and
true.
fires, and mudslides, earthquakes, hurricanes, and whatnot, but that's just nature cleaning itself out to make room for new things. But a demon breathing fire on a forest or someone punching craters into the earth is not a healthy way for nature to exist.
True.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get a read on you. When I heard about who you are and things you do, I didn't know how I would feel about having anyone with any violent tendencies join the collective. We're all a very gentle bunch, and violence isn't something we condone.
Uh, you could ask my friend Lev. I'm not usually the violent type. He would know best.
I'm unfamiliar with that name.
No. Yeah, I'm suppose he's rather popular in town at the moment.
Oh, I don't pay attention to stuff like that.
Oh, then how do you know him?
I don't. I said I'm unfamiliar with that name.
Oh, I'm familiar. Oh, I heard familiar. Um, oh, um,
And look, I know the people in the guilds are trying to stop more bad things from happening when they fight and things, but they cause so much damage in the process. It's kind of like when the hero guild must do something big to stop the bad people, but the collateral damage that a civilian gets caught in causes that person to die. The bad guy was stopped, sure, but an innocent bystander died as a result.
but what happens if if the, if the bad people aren't stopped?
Well, people would die anyway, but if the hero stops the bad guy, they also cause people to die in the backlash. Either way, people die from either side doing what they do.
kind of accepted that as the cycle of nature. People live, they die.
Roll.
And
Oh, go ahead.
now go on.
I was gonna say, roll a persuasion with this woman.
Oh dear.
Trying to convince her
Here.
against her fucking faith.
I'm not trying to convince her against her faith.
I mean, you're basically like explaining a different point of view of the whole thing, though.
No.
11.
Well.
Hold on. Like, but if either side chose to not fight at all, if both sides chose diplomacy to talk things out rather than to resort to violence and destruction, wouldn't that cause a more peaceful resolution to things? I know people do that all the time.
Oh yeah, 100%. But that's also a little naive because not everyone simply wants to talk. There are some of those who are simply bloodthirsty. And those are monsters and demons that we must get rid of. There's no reasoning with those creatures. And they will not stop until they're brought down. And they will continue to harm life until we step in.
Roll another persuasion with advantage.
Haha. God damn it!
Wow. That is impressive.
And she's rolling like 15 plus on the die alone. But people choose, even those of a destructive nature. I've seen them choose diplomacy. When that battle with Viking and Loon chose to speak first. He tried to be peaceful and find common ground. So did Viking. They even shared a sandwich, which was odd to watch. So
there are
even a demon,
benevolent spirits.
even a demon of pure destruction can choose to just talk rather than fight. So why can't they just choose to talk always rather than fight at all? Wouldn't
Some,
peace be
it
maintained?
is in their nature.
In their nature. It's kind of just like
It's part of their instincts to destroy, to fight, to devour human life.
Perhaps I haven't been around as many of them as you have. My insights into such thing are not as worldly known as yours. But that is something to think about. Thank you.
Talk, Molly. You do bring up some interesting points, and I do wish that everyone would be open to peaceful negotiations.
As do I.
I'll do what I must to protect the nature, protect the balance of the world.
Lev, now, you can't truly call yourself peaceful unless you are capable of great violence. If you're not capable of violence, you're not peaceful. You're harmless.
Yep.
Mirrodin's all like, I'm not peaceful. Blight. Maelstrom. She She asked you, so why did you want to join the Druids, or well, do you want to join the Druids Collective?
Oh, well, actually, I wanted to ask someone about this vision that I've been seeing recently. Almost everywhere I look, whether it be in the sky and the stars, even in water, um, I keep on seeing this vision of a tree. And I was told that it's the world tree, Yggdrasil. Um, I'm just wondering if you maybe have any information about it.
Seeing visions of Yggdrasil. It sounds like you're being called.
That's told as well, but I don't know what for.
Well, no one really knows when a god calls for them, but to be called by something like Yggdrasil, there must be some higher purpose that the universe needs you for. As to what, I have no idea. No mortal could ever know. But when the time comes, I suspect Yggdrasil will be more direct, maybe?
Perhaps. Do you maybe have directions to where Yggdrasil is? Afraid I
That,
don't really know where it's located on a map.
that, I mean, do you go down the street and find a god? No, gods exist in another plane of existence, separate to
Oh,
ours. You can't simply just follow a map and go there,
oh, so it's in a different plane, huh?
as most gods are.
Well, yes, I understand about the gods and goddesses and their realms, but was kind of hoping Yggdrasil would be on this one.
Well, this world is part of Yggdrasil's domain, yes, but it is not a tangible thing in this world. Unless you could shift between dimensions, you wouldn't be able to, well, physically meet it.
Hmm.
You would
But if
need,
Yggdrasil is calling me, then how do I answer this call?
hmm, perhaps by doing what comes natural to people like us. We're both
Hmm.
elves, and we're both druids.
Mm-hmm.
When you find a place that is so direct and close with nature, and you to sit and meditate in such a place and attune yourself to nature, you may be able to call back out to Yggdrasil.
Hmm.
But such a place like that, you'd probably have to go to the Feywilds.
The Feywilds.
Yes, the reflectionary realm. It's a different realm of our own, but it is one that you can directly walk to.
Hmm. All right, this is interesting.
If you've found a place in the Feywilds that is more directly close with nature, you may be able to meditate and either call out Yggdrasil or hear him call you more clearly.
Hmm. Yes, maybe there's a message.
Well, if he is calling
Hmm.
you, there is a reason,
Hmm.
but no one will know until he tells you.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Molly. You've given me a lot to think about, and yeah, I know where to go from here, I think.
She pulls out from her apron. If you do want to join the Druids Collective, she pulls out like this really not shitty looking, but like it's obviously like not an expensive material. This little badge. Um, this little badge of like a little tree, and then like two people kind of like shaking hands right in front of the tree, like two hands holding.
Okay.
She places it on your robe. There. If you wish to join, all of our members wear this badge.
Oh, thank you, Molly.
Yeah. A couple times a week we have meetings in the public park to discuss what things need to be done. And um she kind of like it's you we don't have funding, so it's volunteer only.
Oh, yeah, of course. Right? Helping nature.
Reardon's like, I need money.
Kind of.
Well, I have to get back. I have to get transport ready for all the bins. Um, Thank you for all the help, and I hope I was able to at least answer some of your questions.
Thank you, Molly. And yeah, take care, everyone, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, he's like, oh, bye, Mir. Oh, fuck! And someone knocks over another bin. Damn it, Matthew! Stop knocking over bins. I just cleaned that up. You see two people arguing.
Mirrodin kind of like awkwardly waves to everyone and like floats away.
Basically, you joined the hippie club. They're all anti-violence and destruction, all about nature, and they're
Well, basically,
way.
the hippie club adopted me.
Yep. Yeah, you got kind of roped into the cult.
Yay.
Meredith comes back home with a badge on. Lily's like, you see the like the puffiness around her eyes from crying all day. She looks at your badge and sees like you kind of look a little messy. You don't smell sweaty or anything because of the tea, but you just look a little messy from like doing physical labor all day.
Mm-hmm.
And where were you at?
Oh, I was in the park helping clean up some of the rubbish that was around. And I spoke to the leader of the druid cult people.
Cult? She kind of just like her eyes widen. Cult? What?
Well, Mirrodin like shrugged, like, well, the it's not.
Why
I don't know.
why were you hanging around with a cult? We had enough cult
I don't.
issues last year.
What?
Yeah, the cult of Biking, the one that threatened to go to war with the city.
Oh yeah, no, these guys are all about like cleaning up this the city and uh being peaceful and like anti-violence.
Oh.
That kind of cult.
Oh, the Druids Collective.
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, yeah. Haha. So you're one of them now?
Um, no, not really. They just gave me this
Oh,
badge.
thank
I
God.
helped them clean up for a little bit, and they gave me some answers to my vision problems.
Lily is like, oh, thank God. Yeah, those people are weird and way too happy and perky. It's like you could literally like kill yourself in front of them. They'll just smile. Like they're fucking weird and they're creepy.
Mirrodin laughs when Yeah, she talks about the perkiness of them.
Well, at least you're not
yeah.
getting involved in any weird business.
No, like, but helping them clean up
No, that's
gave
fine.
me some time to think, and it was kind of soothing.
Oh, that's fine. Maybe you could have asked me to go with you, but
You wouldn't mind joining me to help clean up
if it
the
gets
city?
if it gets me away from all of this for even a few hours, yes.
Okay, then yeah, maybe tomorrow we can, or when they meet next. They didn't really give me a proper schedule,
You'll know.
but but maybe when they meet next, yeah, we could go do that together. And I don't know, spend some time just yeah, away from all of this.
She kind of just like slowly goes in for a hug, kind of just like hugs you around the shoulders,
Aw,
right?
that's so sweet. Yeah, he just like hugs her back.
It's like, yeah, getting away from all this would be great right now.
Well, then, how about right now? Let's go just take a walk and maybe stay out until we can see the stars, have supper, like a picnic.
She kind of just like still hugging you. She has her arms around your like on your shoulders, right? She kind of like leans back so she could look at your face. Are you asking your wife out on a date?
Beard and blushes. Um, yeah, I guess I am.
Well, that sounds perfect.
Yay, they're so cute.
Okay, I'm back.
You missed all of
You
the
took
you missed
so
all
long.
you missed all of the cute, adorable cult stuff.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness. Anchan.
what?
That was like the best role play Ashley I've ever seen Ashley do.
Ah, he missed it all.
Well, now he
Of course
has.
I did.
Yeah, now he has to watch the video. He has to now.
There you go. I'll watch the video.
All of it.
Cool.
I will.
All right. So you get ready for a night to take your wife out on a date.
Indeed,
Since
yes.
Voss can't do a whole lot except talk to the mask and get to know it better, we go to Liv after dealing with Mickey. I had a thing here. I just need to find it. Here we go. So, Liv, after you, oh yeah, anything that you did want to get done, just tell me about it. That could be for like the in between,
Yep.
right? Any
Yep.
shopping, because there's still the private craftsmen, private shops.
Yep.
It's just you can't go to Market District. I want to stock up on all these things because everyone's dead.
The only thing I want to stock up on are more Scrolls of Shield.
Oh yeah, you can I mean, you can do that right now. Actually, you go to Farah. Yeah, she's kind of just in her shop. It's quietly dead in the shop. Like the whole district, no one. She hasn't had a customer all day.
Oh. Gotcha.
Yeah, she's just sitting there, kind of just like reading the book, bored out of her mind.
I'll kind of walk in and be like, hello.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna leave the forest music on. I don't know why. It's just oddly peaceful.
Okay.
Actually, no. Well, oh, I had a better fucking song for when Mirrodin was doing his stuff.
Oh. Yeah, calling you music.
This is just Lev going shopping now. So yeah, you come inside, you see Farah bored out of her mind. You walk in.
Yep. I'll walk in and I'll say, hey, Farah.
You just hear the stone creaking as she looks up from the edge of her book. Oh, hey, Lev. Out and about, I see.
I have to acquire a few things.
Oh. She's like, where's the fucking... Looking around for her bookmark. Fucking... Pulls out a quill from her hair, puts that in between the book. I'll find it later. What can I help you with?
I need some more Scroll of Shield.
Scroll of Shield. I kind of... actually, hold on. Let me just check the back. I might have a few. I kind of sold out of a lot during the festival. I don't think they got to use them too quickly, though. Hey, Shield doesn't work against explosions, so, you know.
Yeah.
I saw what happened. She pulls out one Scroll of Shield. I only got one left.
I'll take it.
All right. That is, hold on, I gotta find, because that's a separate pricing. Here we go. Let's see, Scroll Shield, level 1 spell. That'll be 50 gold.
50 gold? Okay.
You-
Give her 50 gold.
Yeah. She takes the 50 gold, she puts it in her cash drawer. Cash drawer is empty.
Oh my.
A moth comes out. I sold out a lot of stuff for the tournament, but now everything's slow. She looked like she looks like she stopped herself from saying a different word.
Oh. Oof. I'm gonna be like, well, do you have any counterspell scrolls?
Counterspell. Hold on.
It's a 3rd level.
Yeah. She only goes up to about 3rd level anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see if she does. Looking around. Counterspell. I don't think I have any of those in stock, but I could put one down. It'll take me about a week to make. They take a while to make. I'm sorry. I can only make
That's fine.
one per week. But if you want
I'll
to
be like,
put an order down, I could do that.
it'd take about a week, eh?
Yeah.
How much is it?
Well, when you buy it, it'll be 1,000 gold for one.
All right. Can I get you to make 3 of them?
It'll take 3 weeks. I can only do one per week.
That's fine. I want to make sure if these beasts come back, they can't get away.
Beasts?
The demons that did this to our city.
She kind of cocks an eyebrow. Doesn't seem to know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The reason for the massacres.
Yeah, I thought that was like the crime syndicate or something. We haven't.
Was it supposed to be a secret?
Pope did mention that until she talks to the city council, not to be careful who you talk to it about, because she doesn't want too much information to get out to cause a panic.
But isn't she with Hope?
Yeah, but she didn't know what it was, and Hope's been talking to the council this whole time. So Hare is actually out of the loop right now. Remember,
but the next issue is like everybody knows that my sister died.
Yeah, everyone knows that, right? But what caused your sister's death was not revealed to the public.
Huh.
Yeah. That's
okay.
That's more on the king side, because the king was in the loop on things. He was the one that showed Hope to Vaz in the first place.
Then yeah, I missed that part.
Yeah. Well, it was Hope specifically said that she doesn't want too many people to know about it, or to be careful about who you say this to, when you guys were offering to help her with stuff. Because until she knows exactly what they're dealing with, doesn't want to cause a panic.
Right. Lev didn't really think that mattered as soon as he figured out that it was demons from another dimension.
Oh yes, let's go tell everyone. We got demons from another dimension attacking again. Let's go tell everyone.
I mean, better to be overprepared than underprepared.
Yeah, begin. The general population panics.
They should panic. Have you seen how many of them died when they were not prepared?
Yeah, peasants, merchants.
Yeah, that's even worse!
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to defend themselves. It was like you or like
No, but they could be inside their homes and not out on the street.
yeah, but at that time, no one even knew that it was demons.
That's my point, though. You don't want them to be out in the open again.
Yeah, but right now, they're keeping it what it is. They're not. What is that noise in the background?
Someone's
Yeah.
background.
Who's listening to something? Oh, it's gone now.
Yep.
Fair enough. Okay.
But they're trying to approach this like one step at a time, being delicate about when they reveal information. Because before, they didn't have much of an army to defend themselves. They had a makeshift army, and then that kind of got overwhelmed. Now they do have a bit of a fraction of the army. They have the actual military back. So they do have a force to respond if things got into like large scale. This was two incidents, not minor incidents, but two incidents that were kind of separate and isolated from each other. One happened in your backyard, and one happened in the market district. Market district caused more of a bloodbath, but they don't want it. They just want to use the crime syndicate basically as a means of like, oh, it's just the crime syndicate that they're coming out again. That they're used to, that they know about. Otherworldly demons that appear out of nowhere at random and can kill anyone at any time. That would cause the whole city to go into panic and chaos.
Lev doesn't agree with it, but the thing is, he will keep his promise to them, but he's also going to be very surprised that Hope hasn't been informed by this.
Yeah.
So he's going to say and go back into the character here, and he'll say,
You mean Farrah?
oh, I figured Farrah would have mentioned some stuff to you. Evidently not. I guess I'll stop there.
You mean Hope would have mentioned stuff to Farrah?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah. I haven't seen Hope since the other night when you all went out on patrol.
I'm gonna stop there. Oh, I just need these. I'm not allowed to say.
I know Hope's investigating stuff. I was there for that, but what did you guys find? You said you found demons?
She can explain it to you. Are you good with these three scrolls of
Counterspell?
counterspell?
Yeah, I can make them. It'll take 3 weeks to make, but well, in 1 week I'll have one for you. So
Yeah, I'll take out the 3,000 and I'll put it on the counter and I'll say, let me know when you get the first one.
okay. Do you want to pick it up here? Or do you want to send to your house?
Whichever is faster.
Well, I mean that's really more a matter of your availability, really.
If I don't make it back in the time it's done, send it to my house.
Okay. She'll write that down on the order for 3 spell scrolls of counterspell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna look to her and be like, ignore what I said. And I mean that as a friend.
Well, I'd imagine Hope's going to explain it to me, but like when she explains it, it's more confusing than... It's more confusing when she explains it than what I was being out of the loop. She tends to go off on her own mind when she's trying to explain stuff that she's working on.
Yeah, I'll just I'll put my hand on my sunblade and I'll say, leave it to us. We'll take care of it. But stay safe and stay in your home.
Well, I mean, I don't really go anywhere. Just this empty magic shop with no customers. Have a nice day, Lev.
I give her a bow. You too. And I leave.
Alright. Farrah's bored out of her skull. She hasn't seen Hope since the incident, so she actually just doesn't know what's actually going on yet. Yeah, because Hope had to talk to City Council and the King about all this shit. And, well, you're allowed to speak to people about it. She just said to be careful about, like, who you say it to is all.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But the incidents that happened, they are publicly known, but what caused them, that hasn't been revealed because that's still being discussed by the king and the people in authority in the city. So, but as you leave Farrah's shop, going about your business, you are approached by Abby. You haven't seen her in for fucking ever. She looks cold and empty as usual, so nothing really new with her.
Gotcha.
Greetings, Lev. Come to give you something.
Oh?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, more accurately, to return something to your family, specifically you. She reaches into her apron, and it looks like she's pulling out a gun, but then she pulls out a journal. Since you're now spearheading the rise of your family's fame and fortune, it's time I give you something your father entrusted me with before he died. Back when I was first sent on my mission. She pulls out this leather-bound journal from her apron. This was your father's secret, and it may have been connected to how he died.
Okay.
It's enchanted with really powerful bardic magic that only people of blood relation can actually read the words of.
Huh.
However,
I guess. Go ahead.
I'd imagine with a strong enough mage, maybe the enchantment can be broken, but I doubt that. Your father was extremely powerful. Regular dispel magic didn't work. Your father stress tested that. Anyway, she hands you the journal. It looks fucking old. I have to go speak to the city council about the orphanage. You may be funding the construction and supply for it, but I need proper certification to run it myself. Foster care and orphanages are actually through government branches. Though we run the place, it's legally authorized and owned by the government still.
Right.
Foster care's it's a government thing still. Anyway, take care of yourself, and Lev. As she's like walking away, she kind of like stops, turns her head to her shoulder. I'm sorry I wasn't there to protect her.
So am I.
And she kind of just walks off into the sunset. The journal itself, as you look at it, it allows itself to be opened by you. Like, you see, like, when you hold it, it looks like it's sealed along, like, you know when you stack pages together, the way the edges of the pages look as a stack, they look like they're sealed together, but when you try to open it, it simply just opens for you.
I'll flip through it real quick before I
It's completely
start
blank.
to walk. I'm sorry?
All of the pages are blank.
Cool. Well, I'll put that away for now then.
Okay.
I'll keep working at it or trying to figure out whatever the code is. I'm sure it's invisible ink of some sort, or even a spell that needs to be dispelled on it. Maybe I don't know.
Well,
We'll see.
She mentioned dispel magic wouldn't work on it.
Well, to open it, she didn't. She doesn't really know what's going on in the inside, right? So dispel magic could work maybe on the.
Well, she said it can only be read by people of blood relation. Are you related to your father?
Oh God.
Are you a bastard? I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a item you'll have to figure out how it works though. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can you go about that whenever you feel like it. Just
Gotcha.
an item on your person now that you can have to
Mhm.
fondle around.
Cool.
Alright. Mirrodin's done, Lava's done. Boss can't do his because he's in a wheelchair. Oh, that's all of Mackey's stuff. Mackey's took the longest because I had to write a whole bunch of stuff and figure out how this defense system is going to be explained. I was like, yeah, I'm doing tech stuff. Yeah, as you're all like kind of just like returning to the house. Hope kind of sends you, all three of you, a message asking you to meet her at the magic shop when it's convenient for you. All three of you.
Okay.
This is like, say, the next day, probably.
Yeah. Well, I'll go. I mean, the only thing I'm doing behind the scenes is just trying to fast track the guild and
Mm.
make sure my business is able to run by itself.
Um, so Gretel actually contacts you since you put her in charge of hiring people.
Hmm.
She goes over a few concerns.
Okay.
I say a few, but I mean a lot. Where did I put the thing for them? There we go. So let's see. There is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, she mentions boss. There's 3 employees that I'm not sure if we should hire, but that's up to you. I forgot Gretel's voice, so I'm just gonna speak normal. I had voices for all of them. And I was like, oh fuck, I don't fucking remember now.
Yeah, that was my issue trying to figure out voices for my characters when I was
Yeah.
DMing too.
Well, I also made like 10,000 fucking characters at once.
Hmm.
There's 3 employees that I'm not sure if we should hire due to questionable things in their resume and with the interview. You have, I think, in what is it? In the found documents, Trials of Our Lives, Lion's Den Applications Part 2.
Okay.
Right. Read the one for Kitty Whippins, Luis McNamara, and Molly. Molly as in Mawly.
Which one was again? Which 3?
Kitty Whippins, Luis
Okay.
McNamara, and Molly.
With AWL.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said there's some concerns about them. Let's see here. I gotta find them myself here in the application. All right, so we read over Kitty Whippin's application. Tabaxi Munchkin, so really short Tabaxi. Looking for position as guard. He was part of the stealth unit in the war. Enemies wouldn't know they were dying um, when she was on a mission. Specializes in stealth kills, poison application, mind manipulation, and controlling the enemy forces. But she puts a note, I never needed to kill any target to get them to lose. But she did anyway.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That was one of the concerns, because, like, you don't want your guards to be fucking bloodthirsty savages. And then Luis McNamara, when you see the position server, you notice excitement in the pen strokes. And then it's basically like this person wrote a letter to you specifically. It says, Lev, sweetie, we had so much fun back in college. I was always the go-to for them to hire during recreational events. You and I especially got along well. You could even say they hired me especially for you. and then roll a history check to your college days.
Okay. History right there.
7. You did a lot of things back in college. You have no idea who this person is,
Uh-huh.
but they know you,
Yeah.
and by the sounds of it, over sexual. And then the last
Right.
one is probably the most concerning, actually. Molly, goblin, female cook, position for cook. And now her resume sounds like the interview. Experience, not gonna lie, I served and eaten human remains before, but that was only back in the old goblin clans, back in the wilds. I know how things work in the city with cuisine, and I've already done my jail time for not knowing it when I first started working here. That being said, I have served up food for hundreds of savage goblinoids, as well as monsters that we kept as pets. Sometimes we eat the monsters or each other if we didn't get along. Also did my jail time for that when I first came to the city. Note, I will not eat your babies unless they give me a reason to, or if you don't want parental responsibilities anymore. I will also not charge extra for doing that.
Oh my god.
So Grell's like, she's just like, comes to you with like the resumes, like, yeah, so we got some concerns.
Yeah,
So-
I understand why.
Now it says they've already done jail time, so like, can we not arrest them, or oh, if only Voss was here. He was a city guard. He would probably know what to do with a history check.
Oh.
She's like, it's up to you. These 3 are a bit sus. A little sus.
I'm gonna say no to the cook.
Okay.
For
You hear in the distance, in the background of the city, far away from your home, you just hear a really angry screaming, "Fuck!"
I like the honesty. But I still can't condone it.
Remember, this was back when they were in when this person was in the old goblin clans.
Right. However, that note at the end of it. Still very concerning.
I know.
And then Kitty Whippins. Yes, I'll hire him. However, I think I'll keep. I won't use him as a guard. If anything, I would like him to be in my guild.
Well, you would have to actually do the interview yourself then to discuss that. Because one, the guild you only just got the tavern stuff fully renovated, and now you're pushing. Was it the guild first or the orphanage first? You had a few
Orphanage first, then the guild.
orphanage first. Okay, so the guild's still gonna be a while,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, I'll hire Kitty Whippins, but then he's definitely gonna be brought over into the guild.
Yeah, transferring employees instead of hiring new ones.
Pretty much.
All right, so you'll hire them, and Luis McNamara.
I don't see why it would hurt. I mean,
As you read it though, you only see race human. You don't see anything about a gender.
yeah, wild. It was wild in college, right? I don't care. Again, I don't see the issue so long as they do their job.
You just actually no, your history. You don't remember this person, so I can't do a funny thing.
Nope.
But yeah. So you will hire Luis.
Yep.
All right. So it's just Molly not going to be hired.
Yep.
Also, as you're like reading through them, you see one that's called Martha. She's this old tiefling woman, like old grandma that used to own a bakery or a pastry shop. So you basically have grandma's baked goods.
Huh. Cute.
Mm.
Also, Voss can't hear us, so he said he's going to come. He's gonna get off, I guess.
Okay. Should we end now because the next part involves Voss and everyone?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll end here. Stopping recording now.